In mid 2010s YouTube, No Name was more
Hello, hello. Hey guys. Welcome to another B4 stream where we stream and talk about game news, drama, politics, all that sort of stuff. So, let's get started. Oh, actually, Hey Zoe, good to see you. Um, chat. Okay. And YouTube. I wish stuff was. No, no, I gotta set up things on my end. I thought. Yeah, no problem. YouTube chat. Twitch. All right, welcome to the stream, guys. What's up? Today we're going to be taking a look at some videos. There's going to be some drama that we're going to be talking about with Hassan and some other, and iDubbbz with Anissa here. And we're also probably going to be taking a look at the Ghost of Yotei State of Play gameplay deep dive. That's going to be PlayStation's big exclusive this year. They're going to be this is a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, which is an open world game. And let me turn up the music here. All right. Recording here. So yeah, it's his PlayStation's big exclusive for this year. It's this and Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 already came out. It's a pretty good game. Uh-oh. Like I'm hearing myself. Oh, I gotta mute this. Mute that. Muted. Okay. Yeah, so Death Stranding 2 is already out. And it's a pretty good game. I don't, if you like, basically the way the consensus is that if you like Death Stranding 1, you're probably going to like Death Stranding 2. If you don't, if you didn't like it, then you're probably not going to like it. I was a big hater of Death Stranding 1, shamefully so. It harkens back and reminds me of back in the day when I was a little kid and I played the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on my Nintendo 64, and I thought it was the coolest game ever. I am a sucker for like coming of age stories where you start as out as a kid and you know you go through life as a little kid and then you get older and now you're bigger and tougher and now you come back to you know to the world and you look at it from a new perspective as an adult, and that's what that game was. You know, whenever you pick up the Master Sword, Link ages and now the world's completely effed up. And I loved it. I loved it. I love the ending. That's like the only. I think that's the only noteworthy Nintendo ending I've experienced, other than like the Xenoblade games. It's the only one that I've experienced that I'm just like, wow, what a good ending. And it's not even that special. It's like, oh, Link. Oh, spoiler alert! Link has to like, Link basically fixes up the future when when he ages and he's older and now the time has passed. He fixes all of that up. He beats the bad guy, and now he has to leave it all behind and he has to say goodbye to his waifu, Princess Zelda. She's all grown up and everything and cute now, and he has to say goodbye to her and all of his friends and the reality that he was in. He has to say goodbye to that and go back in time before it all happened. And it's never going to happen again because he took care of the problem, right? And then uh, at the end, like he puts down the sword, and like there's like the bells that are ringing at the Temple of Time. It's like playing out in my head, and like he's just like walking away, and it's like this really like solemn kind of like leaving everything behind and starting over from scratch almost. And like his fairy leaves, his like partner in crime, she like just gets up and leaves for some reason. She's just like, see ya. I guess it's all over now. I was only here for the epic quest, and now that the epic quest is gone, I'm gone. See ya, ho. Wouldn't want to be ya, you know? And I thought that was awesome. I love that game. So then they announced the sequel with Majora's Mask, and that's something that's very different. It's got like this like time thing where it's like, time's passing, you got 3 days to save the world, and then once time runs out, like the moon crashes into the earth, right? And it's game over, right? And so it's got like this Groundhog Day scenario, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea. But the problem is it's that it's a different game than Ocarina of Time, because Ocarina of Time didn't have that at all, right? So then Nintendo goes, we got a new next generation console. It's called the GameCube. It's way more powerful than a Nintendo 64, and we got a new Zelda that's coming, right? And we're not going to talk about that now, but we're going to show you a demo, and it shows grown Link fighting from Ocarina of Time, fighting Ganondorf in like this epic fight in like PS2 level graphics, which was huge at the time. And everybody's like, oh my God, there's going to be an Ocarina of Time too. And then Nintendo goes like years later and shows the new Zelda game, and it's got these like little kid cartoon, graphics on it. It looks like this show for like kids. It's like some like Dora the Explorer type thing. And let me tell you, little kid me lost his mind. He lost his mind, and he's just like, this game is garbage. This is shit. It's gonna be a terrible game. I don't want to play this. Where's Ocarina of Time 2? I want like another temple of like, what was it called, the Dark Temple. I want something dark, and I want to have like dark fantasy stuff like Ocarina of Time had. you know and Nintendo's like, here's this little kid stuff. And I judged that game so badly. And then eventually I got a GameCube, and guess what? The GameCube, it was a bundle. It was the silver GameCube or like the platinum color GameCube. And guess what? It came with that Zelda game. It came with The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And I had to play the damn game because I it's mine now. I had to play it. And guess what? It was a good game. It was not Ocarina of Time. It doesn't get anywhere that dark, or that I would say interesting. I mean, it kind of does, but in a different way. And now, as an adult, I'm yearning. I wish they made a Wind Waker 2. We never got a Wind Waker 2. I'd love it if they made like a Wind Waker where you explore the seas, and it's like this huge open world, and it's just like exploring the seas, and there's all these islands, but now with all of the modern technology. And it's like Breath of the Wild, where there's like all of this like physics interactions and stuff, and you can like freeze the water, and the water will freeze, all that cool stuff. Um, I wish I had that. I wish we had that. So it's kind of stupid. So, uh, what's it called? Death Stranding. Death Stranding was the same thing. I talked shit about that game forever. I was like, this game looks like it's gonna be terrible. It doesn't make any sense. It's just a walking simulator. And I thought I had learned from my young self. I thought I had learned. I was like, man, don't judge a book by its cover. And here I was judging a book by its cover. The game comes out. It's kind of like mixed reception, you know, and people are like, some people like it because it's like a delivery simulator. You play a delivery man, you're just delivering packages and you're walking around, and then later on you get vehicles and whatever. And I was like, this is boring. This isn't like MGS5. I want to shoot shit up. I want there to be action. This game looks lame. Then the game came to PC, and of course, I had to play it. I played it, and I was like, you know what? Death Stranding, pretty good game. Now it's got this like weird dialogue setup, like the writing is kind of very weird and not that great, but it has a cool premise. The premise is cool. It's just like it has a typical Kojima writing where it's like it feels like he wrote this in Japanese and then just like machine translated it to English or something, and so some stuff just comes off weird. But it's a good game, right? And so if you never played Death Stranding, maybe give it a shot. Like who knows? You might end up liking it. I used to be a Death Stranding hater. Now I'm not. But I'm not gonna play Death Stranding 2. I'm not gonna buy that. I have a PS5. You know, I don't. I'm not really like. I know it's gonna come to PC eventually, and then eventually I'll play it on PC. Right? I'm gonna play it in like good graphics once I can afford a better PC because my PC right now is dog shit. Um, So yeah, so Ghost of Yote, that's gonna be the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, and we're gonna be taking a look here at the state of play where they talked about the gameplay and how it's gonna be different and what it has to offer. So we'll take a look at that. But before that, we are gonna look at Hassan. This is a video by More Pegasus. And I imagine this is about the situation that Hassan and his orbiters are going through right now, where they're essentially getting sued. Hassan is not, but his friends are. His whole crew is. Denims, Casey Tron, and Frogan. I'm sorry. I think Frogan's name is hilarious. It's just I don't know. You just look at her and she's like, I'm a frog, and and it's maybe that's not what she was going for. I don't know. I just think it's funny. But Frogan are getting sued by H3H3 Productions, Ethan Klein. And, Ethan is going after them with a vengeance. After all the shit they did to him, like they called Child Protective Services on him, they said that he was abusing his kid, all sorts of shit. They have labeled him, a Nazi and this, and that. And, it's funny because, Ethan is a social democrat. He's not, that's like, the farthest thing away from a fascist or something like that. But these kinds of people love throwing those words around. And now Ethan is striking back, and he's striking back hard. He's suing them, and it's going to be this big showdown. And so let's take a look at what More Pegasus has to say about this and how it's all going. I imagine it's all going quite bad. Sure, this is at 1080p here. Yeah, and before I do that, let me make sure the Twitch setting. Refresh here. Make sure the Twitch settings. Kick settings. I put that at 10 minutes. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. It says it's the most used setting, so I think will probably be fine. All right, so we're good to go. Let's get to it.
Welcome back to a series.
All right.
Welcome back to a series series so heavenly, aliens from Mars are watching. In today's video, Hasan has just been humiliated by a stand-up comedian. Tectone continues to absolutely roast Hasan. Ethan has caught Anissa, aka Idebs' husband, in several lies and has responded to her Twitter meltdown. Jellywig continues to get absolutely torched by Hasan.
Okay, let me do an adjustment. The audio. I do think maybe the audio here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Welcome back to a series so heavenly, aliens from Mars are watching. In today's video, Hasan has just been humiliated by a stand-up comedian. Tectone continues to absolutely roast Hasan. Ethan has caught Anissa, aka Idebs' husband, in several lies and has responded to her Twitter meltdown. Jellywig continues to get absolutely torched by Hasan supporters for daring to say the truth for once. And a bunch of
Really, I'm surprised. I thought that I thought that he was very cool with Hasan and his friends. So I'm actually surprised that they're lashing out at him.
more updates. Subscribe to automatically double your PP size.
Let's up those numbers!
And let's begin with our favorite lol cow, Hamas Piker. So basically, this stand-up comedian named Stavros has appeared on Hasan's stream and just randomly started roasting the ever-living shit out of him. Stavros clocks Hasan's Peter Pan syndrome.
People are saying young. That's true. You're washed, bitch.
Oh, true.
You're fucking
You're the same age as me.
Yeah,
Aren't
but
you older than me?
But I accept it. You're trying to be young. I see your big ass pants.
But look at my fucking beard. I have
No,
white
dude.
beard hair.
No, you're. What about this fucking chain link bullshit?
What do you
dude?
mean?
You know what
that's
you're
hot.
doing. You know what you're fucking doing. I accept who I am. You're gonna pretend to be young so long. It's gonna be so fucking.
But I
pathetic.
just like
I
can't.
believe
When
it.
you're 40
Dude,
dressing. When it
I-
comes back around, you're wearing leggings.
I went
at 40.
to a phase party, which is already.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
exactly.
I rest my case, folks.
True.
I mean, he absolutely clocked them immediately. Hasan is definitely the how do you do, kids type of person. Full-grown man in his 30s trying to fit in with teenagers at a phase party. Absolutely embarrassing.
I don't remember who it was, but I was watching a video of it was like some Hasan drama, and somebody, I think this was with like, I think this was a Tectone video or something, and they're just like, he brings up Hasan and he's just like, Hasan who is pushing 40. Now I think Hasan is like 34 or something. So it's like, but it's like, what is this meme of like Hasan? Like, I mean, is it really that bad? I mean, I'm an old man. I am. But like, damn. And you know what? Like, I think Hasan is like my age. But like, he does have white hairs and stuff like that. But you know, I mean, he looks all right, I guess. I mean, maybe he is trying to keep his, maybe he is trying to look a little younger. I don't know. Am I? I don't
what it
know.
is. I think he's really self-conscious of aging in general and just being forgotten. I think it's just a real sore spot for him, and this guy here is just sort of digging the knife. I mean,
It sucks, dude. When you start getting gray hairs and shit like that. I have a gray hair. I got one gray hair, and like when I got that, I was freaking out, man. I was like, what the? Because every time I've gotten something that looks like a gray hair, like my ex used to come in and she's like, "Oh, you got a gray hair. Oh, you're getting old." And obviously she's like playing around, right? But you know, I'm like, oh shit. You know, so I go to the mirror and it's like one of those weird hairs. You know, sometimes you have those weird hairs that are like blonde or something like that. And they're just like, they look a little funny, you know? And then like when you pluck them out, they come out normal again or whatever. Like it's not a big deal. It's not an actual gray hair. Every time it turned out to be that. And every time it turned out to be that, I'm just like, phew, dodged a bullet. Dodged a bullet. I was doing that for like freaking 8 years where I'm just like, phew, I'm still safe. I'm still safe, guys. And then one day, boom. I look at the hair and it's fucking gray. I pull it out and I'm like, maybe it's not, maybe it's not. I'm just like fucking like, I'm on the hope you know, like maybe it's, I don't know, man. Like maybe it's just like, you know, it's like a one-off or something. My body just like fucked up somehow and it's all gonna fix itself right up. and then boom, it grows right back. I do it again, it grows right back. And at that point, it's like, yep, I'm an old man. I'm fucking old. I get it, you know? So I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. I mean, like, like, I don't blame Hassan. Cause like he has all this like gray hair in his beard now. I don't have any gray hair on my beard, right? So it's like, but I'm probably about the same age as he is, you know? It's gonna come for all of us. It's gonna come for all of us. We just have to
I believe
accept it.
Hassan is like a decade older than me. He's like 34, yet he still doesn't understand basic common sense. He still doesn't know how to tell right from wrong and doesn't know that supporting terrorists is actually not a good thing. So after this, Hassan
Oh, yeah.
tries to switch the topic, you know, to make fun of somebody else, basically anybody but him, but he immediately gets shut down again and just insulted to his face.
At the phase party, like there was a guy that was even older than me.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was like, I think he was like a magician or something.
Awesome.
And he had like crazy
So
hair.
he was a more honorable content creator than you.
Yeah, for sure.
He
That's like a
provided
terrible
more to
share.
the.
I'm sorry, there's no other.
No, it's
But I saw this guy, and he's like definitely in his like 40s.
Hey Zoe, thanks. You mean on Twitch? I did not. I am not affiliated. You need to have like over 4 days, a certain amount of viewers. It's like an average of 3 on Twitch, which is nothing but like, I'm not affiliated. My average is nowhere near that. But yeah.
40s, maybe late 40s, and he's like surrounded by these like 20-year-olds, and I was like, if I'm ever that, I need to kill myself.
When you are that.
No, I will never be that.
When
I
you
will
are
never,
that.
Like I don't like hide my age or anything. I always say I'm
Uh-huh.
old, and also I have too many injuries that I can't even
Right,
hide
right.
that I'm like youthful in any capacity.
Sure.
Take a
You also.
compliment, man.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
That's awful.
Anyway, Hassan's washed. He's pretending
Yeah.
he isn't.
Yeah.
You're an old bitch, but you're having
I'm
trouble
old.
with it.
I'm old. I'm washed. I'm gracefully aging.
No, you're not.
I'm gracefully aging.
No, dude.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm gracefully aging. No, you're not. No, you're fucking not. He just fucking tells him, dude. Like, damn. That's if you know, okay, if you know that he's like self-conscious about this and you just fucking tell him no, you're not. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the standard is. I know that I read about like that people can get like gray hairs normally at like 26 and stuff like that, you know? Maybe even earlier. So like, but he's got, I mean, again, we're like the same age and he's got all this gray hair in his beard and I don't. So like, and I don't think I'm aging all that gracefully. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. You know, I feel like it could be better. And so if I'm not, then what does that say about Hassan?
I can't wait to see you fucking pathetically try and keep up with trends your whole fucking life.
Oh my god, this
Dude,
is
this
brutal.
guy's
So
savage.
Hassan really thought that he could change the topic right there. You know, let's make fun of this random magician guy that I conveniently brought up right now. By the way, I did see that phase party while doing research for a video, and I'm pretty sure that the magician guy
Is this the one where Hassan is like, I'm the richest guy here? And he's saying that to all the girls. He's like, I'm the richest guy here. I got all the money.
there was like
Was that
hired
it?
to be there. So you're literally just making fun of a guy who was doing his career. Unlike you, he didn't literally specifically seek out and try to hang out with young people like you do. Hassan's strategy is pretending that everybody automatically likes him and enjoys being around him. He tries to sort of ingratiate himself in between these more popular groups, so that way he can always sort of keep his relevancy. But I feel like that facade is starting to fade now because your own friends are having to tiptoe around you, hide you from sponsorships. You can't even go on your
Really?
friends' podcasts anymore like Trash Taste because you just get so much backlash. Heck,
Oh,
even
that
your
was true. That
connection
is
with
true.
Ludwig is
He went on Trash Taste and like the video got nuked with downvotes and bad comments. People saying, "Hey, you guys had a terrorist supporter on your freaking podcast. Like, what's wrong with you?" You know, and it's polarizing. Whenever you talk about politics, no matter what politics it is, whether you're centrist, conservative, liberal, progressive, whatever, you're always gonna alienate the people that are not what you are, right? Um, and so like I get it, but like damn, dude. Like I feel like Hassan has not been doing a good job. Like he's like literally with this whole terrorist shit and like glazing the Houthis and all that, having that One Piece terrorist on his stream and then just glazing them. You know, that's not doing him any favors.
getting him in trouble. It seems like you just destroy everything you touch, and that's why nobody actually wants to associate with you. You're not one of the 20-year-olds anymore. You're just a washed-up political hack. It's time to accept it. Then Hassan just continues getting bullied here.
To be fair though, like politics is very friendly to old people. If we know anything about Congress, politics is very, like, the older people get, the more they care about politics. So I think that Hassan is in the right place.
And he just like has no comeback. It's sad.
Oh my
It's
god.
gonna be awesome. You're doing fit pics
I'm
at
gonna
42.
be dressed like Brett Gelman.
Mirror selfies.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're literally you're
gonna-
cruising for a Gelman
Oh my
existence,
God.
dude.
It's like full circle because you used to dress really awesome,
Yeah.
and then in the future you will also dress really awesome.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be the Brett Gelman.
You will be.
I'm gonna be the reverse Gelman, anti-Israel.
Or like I don't know. I could also see you going like the Depp route, like wearing like a lot of drapey stuff and like rings, like not quite Rick Owens, but like you know,
Yeah.
No.
like
No, we can't conceive of what that the equivalent to that in 10 years. He will be doing it.
Oh my
he
god.
thinks he'll be like oh no, I'm not doing rings or whatever, but he's gonna do whatever that thing is, and he's gonna think it's new. Those guys don't think they're lame. He's not gonna think he's lame, but he's gonna be such a fucking loser.
I have too many people in here that would rip my asshole apart if I were to do that.
Really? Really? Your chat is going to rip your a-hole? How can you just straight up lie in front of their faces like that? Everybody knows you live in the
Thank you, Henry Staff, for following. Thank you, and thanks for watching. Welcome aboard.
biggest echo chamber known to man. You have a fanatical cult following who doesn't even question you when you support literal terrorists. So what are you talking about? You could literally go out on the street and shoot 10 people, murder them, and your chat would cheer. They'd type like based and put hearts for you. This guy acting like he isn't surrounded by
Bro.
anything but yes men is crazy. This is the first time somebody is
What was
acting like
that?
he isn't surrounded by anything but
Great girl, huge bush. I mean, I mean, yeah. Okay, that's cool.
yes men is crazy. This is the first time somebody has actually called you out on your bullshit and is actually like making fun of you. And I feel like Hassan is just extremely insecure about this, like just getting old in general. And I feel like you don't need to be. Just sort of accept that aging is a natural
Yeah.
process of life, nothing to be feared. Just stop pretending.
Yeah, and like, you know, aging, like each step of the aging process is solving a specific problem of evolution, right? Of, you know, the survival of the organism. Right? And one of the reasons why aging is important as well is to prevent stuff. It helps mitigate against cancer, which can be such a destructive disease, right? So the aging process is a very good thing. Who knows? Like, I guess without it, you can imagine that humans would actually have probably a worse lifespan, and organisms in general. So, like, I just that obviously it comes with regressions, right? Like, you know, when you're younger, like when you're a puppy, you're full of energy, you can do everything, and then as you get older, well, things get worse. So, you can understand why people get upset, but you know, it's kind of a matter of framing. It's not so bad. It's certainly better than dying.
Like you're still one of the college kids. It's weird. If you want to be taken seriously, you gotta somewhat act your age, you know? Especially in the political sphere or whatever.
Asshole apart if I were to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
you would think they were flirting with you. You would be old and be like,
Yeah.
haha, just us young chatters. we're all on the same page.
Look,
Everyone who grows up has families. Dude, even Austin has like an adopted Korean son with his husband, and you're fucking still hanging on to your youth, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
this
That's
guy's
what's gonna
just...
happen,
I
I
don't.
promise you.
I know.
Chat
Dude, this comedian guy, he is relentless. He just keeps going. This is some good shit.
Put a pin in it. 10 years from now, let's see what Hassan's doing. It's gonna be pathetic.
Well,
Oh my god, he actually just took the knife and put it deep into his heart there. Because we all
Dude.
know that 10 years from now, Hassan will not even have a career. I 100% guarantee you this. There is no shot, no universe in which this guy survives another 10 years. Here's what's gonna happen. He's either one, completely losing relevance. Number two, getting checked into a mental institution. Number three, being assassinated by one of his deranged followers who he happened to disagree with once. Or number four, getting arrested. Or five, all of the above, I don't know. And I want you guys to do me a favor. Send me this clip to the one person that actually remembers. Send me this clip in 10 years. And obviously, I will continue to be successful the entire time forever and ever, so I will be here on the internet to receive this clip. And I want you guys to tell me and let me know that I was right all this while back, a decade ago. And I just know that Hassan has no staying power because he's made his career. I mean, he didn't really make his career. He was gifted his career by his multi-millionaire uncle, but he's quote-unquote made his career from literal brain rot politics. The only reason anybody watches Hassan is because, oh well, we're on the same side of politics, might as well watch this game.
It runs in the family. It runs in the family, you know? And I can't be talking. I cover politics. So, you know.
Guy. You basically
It is
just
what
want
it
to
is.
hear someone who already says all the, policies you're thinking and maybe shares your radical extremist terrorist beliefs. Meanwhile, everybody else actually had to make a career from something else, starting from the bottom. Literally post like 200 videos before getting even 10 views. Actually develop a personality, a human.
Fucking true. Fucking true. That's my YouTube channel right now. Like fucking posting like 200. Okay, I'm not at 200 yet. But, you know, like I post a video and it's like 0 views. I have a video on my YouTube channel I posted like a week and a half ago and it has 0 views. And I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not complaining. You know, it is what it is. You know, I think it's going to grow and I think it's going to be great. It's just, it's not so easy starting.
Something, a fan base that isn't full of terrorist supporters. I mean, it is going to be incredible, absolute cinema. This guy's going to lose all his relevance, and it's just going to be the most insane meltdown ever. That shit didn't hit hard until the last part about Hassan having no family. Don't worry, he can visit unlimited amount of brothels. That's what life's about. Right, so Tectone responded, making fun of.
Yeah, Hassan has a history of going to brothels and bragging about it. And like one of the brothels that he went, like got raided for like child exploitation or some shit like that. But it turned out it wasn't like they didn't actually get caught with anything. So that's not so bad, I guess. But yeah, I mean, you know what? If he wants to do that, he wants to do that. You know, he's a grown man. He can decide what to do. Some people are like, and I find this kind of curious. Like, there's people out there, you know how like I don't know if like when you go to college, right? Sometimes you have to take like certain classes, and one of those classes is philosophy, right? Or no, I think it was, I'm sorry, it was ethics. I think it's ethics, right? And one of the things that they taught me was that people derive their moral compass. So everybody has a moral compass. Everybody has different opinions on what's okay and what's not, and it's okay in what intensity, right, and how much, right? And people do base themselves off of their community as well, but each individual within that community has different beliefs, right? And where you derive your moral compass, your morality from, it comes from different places. And some people, and this one's a very dangerous one, derive their morality from what's legal where they live. So whatever the law is where they live, that's what's good and that's what's bad. And that historically has been very bad because the people that make the laws are the people in power. And the people in power are not necessarily the good people, if you know anything about history, right? And so you have situations like where people are in Nazi Germany and people who derive their morality from what's legal, all of a sudden, obviously, don't like Jews and they don't like gay people and they don't like, black people or whatever. And all of this kind of like, this prejudice towards people is derived simply because you derive your moral compass of what's right and what's wrong from what's legal and what's not. And it makes me think like there's people out there who probably think, well, Hassan is fucked up, right? Because brothels are not legal in the United States, except I think it was like in Nevada. I think it was. where it was legal. But other than that, it's illegal everywhere. You know, having recruiting, sexual services from people and getting paid for it is not legal in the United States, and that is very frowned upon. Obviously, prostitutes exist and whatever, but that's illegal. And so Hassan is essentially leaving the United States and going to where it's legal so he can partake in that activity. And there's people out there that think that that's wrong, right? People that derive their morality from what's legal and what's not. Oh, this guy's leaving the country so he can partake in shit that's illegal here in the United States, right? And that's what I'm getting at. Those people maybe have an issue with that, but personally, like, I just kind of like, I'm not like that. I don't think it's a good idea to derive your morality from what's legal. So I just kind of look at Hassan. It's like, if he wants to go, if brothels are illegal in California where he lives, and he wants to go to Germany where they're legal or whatever. That's for him to decide. It's not my business.
Them.
Bro, Hassan hates being called 45. It drives him insane.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, where's this like he's 40 thing coming from? I keep hearing this.
That he has a hair transplant. The fact that he uses finasteride.
Wait, what?
The fact hates being called 45. It drives him insane. The fact that he has a hair transplant.
Hassan has a hair transplant? I didn't know this. Wow. So he was going bald, right? That's what it is, right? He was going bald and he got like hair transplanted from somewhere else in his body, right? Is that what it is? Somebody told me that like the way that it works, and I think they were just fucking with me. I don't think this is true. Is that they grab hair from like your balls, from your balls or your like your butt, and then they like put it in like. But I don't think that's true. I think that's with skin, right? It's like with skin grafting where they grab skin from somewhere else and then they like put it somewhere else. I'm not sure exactly how hair transplants work, but I mean, I gotta say, he would look older if he was going. And that dude, now that I think about it, the comedian, he was saying like he just embraces it. And that comedian guy, he does have a receding hairline, right? And so the fact that Hassan is escaping that nature by going in and getting some surgery done, I guess that speaks to his character. Maybe he is really sensitive about feeling old after all.
The fact that he uses finasteride every day, he's willing to risk the strength of his erections to make sure that he at least appears decent on the outside. In case you don't know what I'm saying here, we're going to pull this up real quick. Finasteride, a medication primarily used for treating male pattern baldness and
Holy shit. While some cases of erectile dysfunction related to finasteride resolve after discontinuing the drug, some individuals may experience persistent erectile dysfunction. I mean, it makes me think, right? Because, like, isn't it like that people that they have like male pattern baldness, it's because they have like there's a particular type of testosterone level that is high in them? Right, and maybe this lowers your testosterone, right? I'm just thinking here. I'm just spitballing, right? And maybe that's why it can cause this. But man, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Look, my vigor and my mojo it's very important, right? And that's one of those things that obviously when you start getting real old, it starts going away. So I'd like to keep that as healthy as possible if I can.
prostate enlargement can cause erectile dysfunction as a side effect. This guy is so willing to remove the ability of his penis from being able to fuck or breed or give up the ability to have children because this guy is so obsessed. This guy is so obsessed with his appearance. He's willing to throw away anything that doesn't make him look good. His dick is floppy as a goddamn pancake, but it doesn't matter to him because as long as people think he looks good, that's the only thing that matters. Brother, look at the glasses, look at the fake hair, look at the chain, look at the Gucci bag. This guy
I mean, when he puts it that way, it's all starting to add up. Like the glasses, the chain in particular, man. The ass hairs that have been transplanted into his into his head. I mean, yeah, it's you know what? It's not looking good for Hassan.
I want you to think that he's cool so bad. But the reality is, underneath all the glitz, all the glam, we all know what you look like, Hassan. Without you, all.
I mean, isn't him getting ED a win-win for everyone? He gets to look young, and we don't have to see him reproduce. Yeah, I mean that's a
We
pretty
all
good.
know what
That's
you look
yeah.
like, Hassan. Without your hair, without your beard, this is what you would have looked like if you didn't get that hair transplant. And we all know it. You're a weak man, pumping your body, full of steroids.
Bruh, somebody in this chat typed Hassan has no piker. That is diabolical! Now listen, I don't know what Hassan has revealed in his past. I'm not an avid viewer, obviously. I don't know what stuff he takes or whether or not he's actually on roids. I wouldn't put it past him though. He is definitely a shortcut kind of guy. You know, and
This definitely explains. Well, I was gonna say it explains why his hair is like always kind of like forward, you know, like that, and like really like going down on his forehead. But shit, I don't
entire
know.
career handed to him, pays for sex, went to a brothel in another country for this purpose.
He was much
yet
younger
has
here.
the audacity to call other people passport bros. It's just a different level of patheticness. Admitted he allows his girlfriend to sleep with other men. No self-respecting man does that.
What? Go back?
To call other people passport bros. It's just a different level of patheticness. Admitted he allows his girlfriend to sleep with other men. No self-respecting man does.
What? Dude, Hassan's a cuck? He's like Diddy? He's like he's a cuckold? Damn. I didn't see this coming. I saw there was this clip of him talking about when he went to the brothel, and he's like bragging about that he got to like be with all these girls, and he's like, oh, he doesn't care that like obviously these girls are with 1,000 other guys all the damn time, right? He's like, oh, it doesn't matter. That's one thing, and that's, I don't know, to me that's bad, but like whatever. Different strokes for different folks. But like he's like okay with this girl going on and like sleeping with other guys and then coming back home to him. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's some Diddy shit. That's literally Diddy shit. That's literally what Diddy did. He had other men come in, you know, and he allowed his woman to go out and have sex with other men and then come back home to Diddy. I mean, it's all adding up.
That iDubbbz 2.0, and I think it's hilarious he's actually getting called out, and he just couldn't come up with a single comeback, bro. Roast back a bit. Holy shit. I mean, you can easily make fun of that guy, but you just sat there and took it, bro. Then Tectone talks
looked
about how
embarrassed.
Hassan was bragging about his money at a face party despite, you know, being a socialist.
This is what I was talking about.
You immediately had to brag that you make more money than everybody else. That's crazy, bro. If you're such a communist, if you're such a socialist, why are you flexing your wealth at every opportunity to literal children?
I went to a phase party, which is already
Yeah, I mean,
And you know what he did when he went to the phase party, dude? So I don't want to brag, but I'm a 45-year-old man hanging out with children. Phase up.
Oh my God, bro. Shane, not one watch, but 2 watches. $600 t-shirt with a gold
He's got
wristband
2 watches
and
on.
whatever the this green piece of shit thing. I got no idea what the fuck that is. How many accessories do you have? Hassan, you know why you need to watch all that shit? Because there is nothing of substance beneath the surface. Oh my God, and 2 golden rings? There's more. Every time he moves, he spawns like 8 other pieces of gold. How much do you need to hide your insecurities? Holy, don't tell me there's more on his other hand.
He was a more on.
Oh my, there's more on the other hand. No, guys. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 rings on right now. He has 4. So a chain, 4 rings, sunglasses indoors. These are not glasses, they're tinted. Okay? As well as he's wearing 2 watches at the same time with a golden ring around his wrist and another green strap.
The ultimate champagne socialist literally got $50,000 of clothes and accessories on his body, maybe more. But then we'll say, tax the rich, eat the rich, we hate the rich.
No, he's a true socialist. It's all about seizing the means of production and, like, you know, spreading it all around. Spread the wealth. How many rings do you think he's giving out? Like, he probably goes out to these parties and he just like hands out these rings that he's just spawning out of nowhere. He just starts throwing them out to everybody like he's Oprah or something. He does that, right? That's what a socialist would do, right? I mean, that makes sense. No?
Not me though, Pokemon ass, buh. $1 million mansion, luxury supercar, constantly taking donation from his broke followers. Literally the opposite of every value he espouses. Go ahead and burn other people's cars, guys, but not mine. Go loot other people's businesses, but not my house, guys. If you rob my house, I'm calling the cops. I always find it so telling when people flex their belongings or their money. It just screams insecurity. You don't need to do that. People already know you are rich, you're a big creator. The only reason you would do that is to validate your own ego, especially when you're among your peers, right? You're in this little streamer party and you want to impress everybody. Oh, it's that political hack streamer who's like a decade older than all of us. How do I fit in? Oh, he's actually rich, guys. Like, what does that even do other than, I guess, lure in thirsty e-hoes, gold diggers, I guess? Absolute degenerate freak.
Considering the guy likes his brothels, I mean, I'm sure he loves his e-hoes.
Lucky that I had a good family environment and I grew up, like, you know, watching PewDiePie, for instance, because, you know, he would teach you the values that you don't really need to constantly flaunt your rich possessions or whatever to be respected. Respect comes naturally from the kind of person you actually are and the actions
some
you
people
take
really
on a daily
care about
basis. The Tectone talks
some
about
people, and I've known people like this, they're really vain. Some people are just like, you know, if you look at humanity, it's a spectrum for every single trait, from height, you know, to, like, you know, how greedy you are, all sorts of personality traits. And in terms of vanity, you have people that are in the middle. You have people that have like zero vanity, right? They're not vain at all. And then you have people like Hassan who are all the way at the extreme. They're all maxed out on vanity. So it is what it is. You're always going to have these people.
all the chemicals he's supposedly using.
Bitch, but you're having trouble with it.
True.
I'm old. I'm washed.
I never hide my age. Gets a hair transplant, pumps steroids, uses finasteride. Yeah, I know, man. You're really embracing the natural aging process.
Uh-huh.
I know, bro. You're so
Rule.
honest and truthful. Oh my God, my hero.
Hassan doesn't lie.
Gracefully.
If there's one thing everybody knows about Hassan is that he doesn't lie.
No, you're not.
I'm gracefully aging.
Yeah, after he pumped 80,000 gallons of chemicals into his body, oh man, he's gracing like a delicate little angel.
You know, I'd be really curious to see Hassan's blood work. It would be so hilarious if even the one thing that people respected him for, you know, like the good physique, even if that was a sham. If that was a sham too, that is sad. But I have a feeling that
A lot of
that's
people
never
use
gonna go
steroids.
public. That's never gonna drop. But yeah, I don't know. I think
A lot of people do. Like, it's like a fucking epidemic. A lot of people use, and I'm not hating on it. You know, if you're on gear, whatever, you do you. But it's like, let's be real. Especially these days when you have all these influencers that are just like, hey man, that's how I got my success. I'm on gear. You know, it is what it is.
People are hyper obsessed over appearance these days. Someone I knew as well went for some weird surgery. I think it was like a double eyebrow slit something. They like flew to Korea or something. And I didn't understand why. They showed me like the before and after, and I was like, I literally could not tell the difference. I was like, yeah, it looks pretty good. Now I understand if your like face is burnt off and it hurts for people to look at you. I mean, that makes sense. That's kind of hard to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But a lot of these people, you know, they look great already, but you know, society has convinced them they're not enough. They get in over their heads. They get really anxious.
And it's not just
they
society,
get really
but
neurotic about everything.
it's not just society. It's also how you it's like their self-esteem and how they perceive the world. Because society's telling everybody the same shit. Society's telling everybody that you're not good enough, that you need to buy this, you know, you need to have this hair shampoo, or you have to, you know, like put this on your face, or you have to do that. You have to have this physique as a guy, right? They're telling everybody that. It's just that some people are more vulnerable to that than others. It's like it's the same thing with gambling, right? If there's a lot of people that gamble, not all of them become addicts. Not all of them do. Some people are just more susceptible to that.
And then they make pretty stupid decisions. Bro, you're aging, admit it. But I was at the phase party. Right, moving on to the Time Magazine Top 100 Creators list. Turns out a lot of people made the list, like Theo Von, Joe Rogan, Hawk Tuah Girl, and Hamas Piker. Hassan responds, honored to be on this list alongside many greats like Hawk Tuah. Definitely memeing, but a very interesting list here.
Yeah.
Apparently, Asmongold did not make the list, despite being the 8th most searched term on YouTube.
Yeah, I wonder
globally.
why.
That's actually
These magazines, who I will bluntly call out as these magazines are run by people that are very liberal, right? They would not be fans of Asmongold at all. There's no way that they would. These are the kinds of people that would be like, oh, we don't want to platform Asmongold. We don't want to we don't want to have him be, you know, have a platform on our magazine or whatever. Like anybody gives a fuck about magazines anymore. That's the kind of people they are. They are biased, heavily so. And so, of course, they're going to throw Hassan over there. That Twitch's #2 political streamer, right? But the #1 political streamer, Asmongold. Oh no, we can't have him. No, he's not relevant enough.
an insane statistic. I don't know if that's accurate. So Asmon responded,
I don't know this guy. I know she's on TikTok. I don't know her. I don't know her. I don't know him. I don't know this guy. I know this guy. Okay, I know Pokimane. I know Pokimane. There, I know that one. All right, I got one. Okay, I know this guy. We know this guy. That's Hassan.
Yeah.
Who are these people? Like, I don't even know. The Hawk Tuah girl? Wait, I didn't even see her. Did she make the list? Wait.
Oh, there she is. I mean, she was
Just
pretty
to put things
influential.
into perspective, they included a literal crypto scammer.
My Hawk meme coin is live.
Yeah, but she does. The thing is that she doesn't. She doesn't. She's not positive about Trump, right? So that makes her okay. She's on our team.
Time Magazine most influential creators doesn't include Asmongold, XQC, or H3. H3 is so on brand for Time. I can't even.
Wow. Yeah. So HQC is not included. H3 is not included. I wonder why. They don't even include a social democrat like Ethan. I wonder why. Did they have Hassan there? Huh.
Complain. Asmongold is one of the top 10 search terms on YouTube. Yeah, I know. The thing is that if they want to put me on the list, I appreciate it. If they don't want to put me on the list, that's fine.
Yeah, a lot of these people just don't really make sense here. I mean,
He doesn't need
Pookie
them.
is barely relevant. It seems like a random PR list, or just like they needed to come up with a list and didn't want to do any sort of actual research to find out who's actually
No,
the
that's
most
not. You got to go
influential.
further than that.
Obviously, Hawk
It's
Tuah-
not that these people. It's not like what is this? Time Magazine. It's not like they don't know how to do research. It's not like they can go on Google for 2 seconds. Right? What are the most searched creators? You know, it's not like they can't bring up Google Trends. They can. It's just that you gotta be vetted, right? You gotta have people that are, you know, aligned with the cause. This is Time Magazine we're talking about. This is not the first time they post shit like this.
want to do any sort of actual research to find out who's actually the most influential. Obviously, Hawk Tuah ain't influencing anybody after that whole crypto scam. So I don't know. I don't think anybody should take these things seriously. It's just like the old boomer media trying to pretend like they know what's going on. I mean, if Hassan was on there, Asmon has to be there because he's way bigger and way more relevant.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to Ethan's response to Anissa and her whole meltdown.
Ian won't be happy I'm doing this, but I think we need more transparency. Promotion
Ian
wasn't...
isn't really into transparency.
Okay. 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 All right. I'm gonna stop the stream here because this is usually the same time I stop it. Sorry for starting late, guys. I want to start like an hour earlier. It just hasn't been happening recently. But yeah, I want to be here, you know, pretty much every day. I don't know if I'm gonna be here on the weekends, but I want to try to be here. So thanks for watching, guys. But this is around the time I always want to end it, around whatever this time is, wherever it is that you live. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Henry Staff for following me on Twitch. Don't forget to check out my YouTube, where you can catch me and all of my shenanigans whenever, including when I'm not currently streaming. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace.